Ladies and gentlemen, Convocation is now in session. As Chancellor, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our 293rd Convocation. And to all our graduates, first let me say congratulations. You've worked hard to achieve this, and graduation represents a major milestone in your lives. At Convocation, we assemble as a university community, the University of Western Ontario community, to celebrate and to recognize your achievements at Western and to wish you every success for the future. However, your learning days are far from over. Learning is a lifetime process, and Western has not provided you with answers to all questions. At most, we hope that what stays with you is a way of thinking objectively and approaching problems with an open mind and a healthy respect for new ideas, all tempered with compassion and empathy for the human condition. You are forever a cherished member of this great university, founded more than a century ago, and we welcome you to the Western family. And congratulations to each and to every one of you. Today, we also confer an honorary degree upon Buffy Sainte-Marie. I agree. We confer the degree on Buffy in acknowledgement of her outstanding contributions as a Canadian musician, artist, and educator. And I am delighted to welcome her to this convocation. To present our distinguished candidate, I will now call on Dr. Rebecca Coulter, Faculty of Education.
Buffy Sainte-Marie. As a powerful woman of song, an innovative digital artist, a creative educator, and a passionate activist for Indigenous rights, peace, and social justice, Buffy Sainte-Marie uses her talents to enlighten and teach. For nearly 5 decades, while touring concert and festival circuits, appearing regularly on Sesame Street, offering scholarships, developing curriculum and e-learning projects, and teaching at tribal colleges and universities, Dr. Sainte-Marie has been an advocate for Aboriginal students, for Indigenous knowledge and research, and for understanding between Native and non-Native cultures. Born in the beautiful Qu'Appelle Valley in Saskatchewan, a member of the Piapot Cree First Nation, Buffy Sainte-Marie grew up in New England. She attended the University of Massachusetts, where she earned degrees in philosophy and teaching and completed a PhD in fine arts. It was during the 1960s that she first became known for her love songs and her protest music. Universal Soldier, written in that period, remains an anthem of the international peace movement. Later, she co-wrote Up Where We Belong for the movie An Officer and a Gentleman, and received the Academy Award for Best Song in 1982, becoming the first Native American to win an Oscar. Her compositions have been recorded by a wide range of artists, from country and Western singers to classical musicians in symphony orchestras. Many North Americans will remember the work of Buffy Sainte-Marie on the popular children's show, Sesame Street. As she explained, she wanted to teach children that Indians still exist. In this, she was successful, and along the way, she also taught Big Bird how human mothers nurse their babies. She demonstrated her superior ability with the traditional mouth bow to a horse muppet, and she sang her popular song, I'm Gonna Be a Country Girl Again, with a cow and a pig. Thanks to YouTube, these charming moments continue to remain accessible to audiences everywhere. Dr. Sainte-Marie is committed to educating the young. Under the auspices of her Nahiwan Foundation, she established the Cradleboard Teaching Project in 1996 to provide culturally relevant and interactive curriculum materials through the internet. Designed to teach both Native and non-Native children at all levels of the school system about Aboriginal realities and perspectives through history, geography, science, social studies, and music, the project offers young people opportunities to engage in direct discussions with their peers around the world. For this work, the Canadian Council on Learning recently identified Dr. Sainte-Marie as an e-learning pioneer. Through the pointed, painful political analysis of songs like My Country, 'Tis of Thy People You're Dying, Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, and Now That the Buffalo's Gone, generations of North Americans have been forced to confront a legacy of colonialism and exploitation and acknowledge continuing attempts to ignore treaty and land rights. As a social activist, Buffy Sainte-Marie has demonstrated the importance of standing against injustice. As a teacher, she has always had her eye on the positive, on the better future that can be made by and for the young. In her own optimistic words, "Rainbow's my yarn, the sky is my loom. I will weave sunsets later on." Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor and in the name of the Senate, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Music honoris causa upon Buffy Sainte-Marie, a woman who inspires through song and deed. Miigwech.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Music honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Sainte-Marie. Very popular out there, with good reason. Have this citation here. Good.
God bless you all. We're going to walk over and sign the book.
On behalf of all assembled here today, I should now like to invite our newest alumna, Dr. Buffy Sainte-Marie, to address Convocation.
I thank the Creator for this day that brings us together. Those of you younger than me, those of you my same age, those of you older than me, we come together with good hearts, excellent intentions, and having put the work into being together to make a better world. I thank the university, the musicians, the composers, the students, those of you who have gotten up every day when you could have done something else to come to the university and to use your hearts and your minds and make your dreams come true. May they help many, many people. I also would like to thank the Faculty of Music. And although I guess I'm here on a different day, I'd like also to acknowledge your Native American program, your Aboriginal Studies, your students, your faculty, the administrators, the family, and the community people who make these things happen. It's very humbling to be here today. I'm a bit comforted by the fact that some time ago somebody explained to me that what an honorary PhD is really about is the honoring of someone who has done the work off campus in their lives that ordinarily is done on campus. But it's a little bit different for me. There's kind of a dichotomy that goes with this for me. I found out recently that the reason I've never been able to learn how to read music is because here I am, an honorary PhD in music. I can't read music and I'm dyslexic in music. I always wondered why others could read music, and I never could learn. I tried a couple of times. And when I was a little girl in school, the class that I dreaded most and could not understand why they called it music was music. So you're looking at someone who's like an ancient musician from anywhere in the universe. You know, music did precede the writing down of music. And before there were people like Beethoven making it possible for others to read and write music, there were musicians. And I know many of you are musicians in your heart. And if you haven't learned how to read, maybe you should remember the words of my very good friend Chet Atkins, who when he was asked could he read music, he said, "Not enough to hurt my playing." So I accept with great gratitude the acknowledgement of my, I shouldn't say work in music, although sometimes it's work, it's truly a passion. It comes from inside and has been with me since I was a very little girl. Another dichotomy in my life is that I was told that there aren't any more Indians. You can't be an Indian because there aren't any more Indians. I was raised in Maine and Massachusetts. And of course, I knew that to be just very much like music class. They were telling me that life was one thing, but actually in my own reality experience, life was also something else. So again, I acknowledge your Aboriginal Studies peers. Another thing that was different for me is that as a child who lived with predators in the neighborhood and predators in the home, I had a different conception of the word no. The word no often doesn't work with such children or such adults that such children become, because we know that no doesn't stop what we don't want to happen. It sometimes triggers more problems. So here I am, somebody who's just a little bit of a dichotomy, and this dichotomy has certainly beaded the edges of my own life. You're looking at somebody who spent 5.5 years in a trash can with Oscar the Grouch. This prepared me for parenthood. So my heart goes out to you family members who must be so proud of your graduates today, and to you students who have families of your own and have still gotten up every day and come to class. You come from many disciplines. This is a big college. I can only hope for you that your life is as diverse, as wonderful, populated with all kinds of people from all different kinds of fields. It's what changed my life. I went from being a C student, then I went to the University of Massachusetts thinking I was going to be a veterinarian. Then, dyslexic me, I met chemistry, and I figured it out that I was a pet lover. So there are many things that we do with our passion on campus, in our academic lives, and also in our hearts. Those things in your heart, whether they have been ripened here while you've been at the university, or whether they're still there and you haven't tapped those sources, will never go away. This is about a doctorate in music. Music comes from inside. The arts come from inside, the real arts, in my humble opinion. If you take a whole bunch of 4-year-olds to the beach, they'll all look at the sand, and they'll all make pictures. They'll all make architecture in their sand castles. Not because they have to or somebody said that they could, but because they find it out themselves and ourselves. They all make music. They all dance. They all use their imaginations and make drama, even if we're not smart enough to call it drama. So for me, this is a coming together for my music. Little dyslexic me, who didn't know what all those sharps and flats were about, but had a passion from the first time that I saw a piano, gets to come and interact with people at your university and accept this honor from people who go about music in a different way. And whatever field you come from, I hope you can remember one of the things that I've discovered in my life. I learned it because of music, but it seems to be true of many things. experiencing music for me, and sending my son off to Berklee College of Music, I realized that when it comes to music, it's like a sphere. It's just not linear. It's like a sphere. People approach things from 360 different directions. And so that's why we honor each other. Hopefully it's why you honor me. It's certainly why I honor you. You come from all different fields, and you'll handle life in your own way. Please bring the spirit that has gotten you through this university to the rest of your lives. Give it to other people. They need it. They don't know. Let them know that they too can attend Western, that they too can succeed at Western. I thank you once again in the education department, in the music department, all of you students, all of the faculty, the Native American people in the community and at the university. Ki chimikwech aho.
Dr. Sainte-Marie, thank you for a truly inspirational address. What a wonderful role model for those students who graduate today. Canadians have long been educated and entertained through your art. You have opened the culture, heritage, tradition, and arts of Native peoples as a central component of Canadian society. And the entire country has embraced you as a national treasure. Your activities in education and in work with Indigenous peoples have been no less important than your work on the public stage, where you have brought honors and recognition to yourself and to Canada. Today's address is a wonderful amalgamation of your message to us as Canadians and as individuals. On a personal note, I can say, Dr. Sainte-Marie, that over 40 years ago, you inspired me and so many members of my generation with your song, Universal Soldier. And years later, with my children, I watched you on Sesame Street back in the days when it was one of the best shows on TV. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our newest honorary Doctor of Music, Dr. Buffy Sainte-Marie.
At this time, I take pleasure in asking the Vice Chancellor to present the recipient of the Distinguished University Professorship Award.
The Distinguished University Professorship Award is Western's highest recognition for a faculty member. The award is presented in honor of sustained excellence in teaching, research, and service accomplished during an outstanding scholarly career at the University of Western Ontario. Would Dr. Richard Vernon please step forward? Richard Vernon is a professor in the Department of Political Science. His particular areas of specialization include justice and tolerance in a democratic society, plurality and diversity, and the citizens' responsibilities in a democratic society. His contribution to scholarship has extended over 9 books, written and edited, an extremely impressive list of journal articles, and the committed supervision of undergraduate and graduate theses. Professor Vernon is an exemplary scholar who makes his learning and his enthusiasm for the learning process available to his students, which is evident in the numerous teaching awards he has received at Western. Professor Vernon has engaged himself as a department chair, member of university-wide committees, such as the Non-Medical Ethics Review Board, and as a consultant and reviewer throughout North America in the area of political theory, law, and moral philosophy. His scholarship, in the broadest sense of the term, has brought great distinction to our university. Mr. Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you Dr. Richard Vernon, recipient of the Distinguished University Professorship Award.
Congratulations, Richard. Very nice award. Wonderful. Good luck to you. At this time, I take pleasure in asking the Vice Chancellor to present the recipient of the Helmuth Prize for Research.
The Helmuth Prizes for Achievement in Research were established in 1997. The award is named for Bishop Isaac Helmuth, recognized as the founder of our university and a pioneer of higher education in Canada. Would Professor John Wally please step forward? John Wally is one of Canada's most distinguished economists and has bolstered Western's outstanding reputation in economics for more than 32 years. He holds the William G. Davis Chair in International Trade, is a Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada, the Econometric Society, and a foreign member of the Russian Academy of Natural Sciences. His work in international trade, general equilibrium, public finance, and development unites a firm grasp of the dynamics of economic activity and a commitment to sustainable economic development, intelligent tax strategies, and the global environment. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our Helmuth Prize winner, Professor John Wally.
Congratulations, John. Very nice. I like all your subjects. The business thing, I think, is terrific. Please accept this plaque. I take pleasure in asking the Vice Chancellor to present the convocation our newly appointed Professor Emeritus and Professor Emerita.
The designations of Professor Emeritus and Professor Emerita are honorary titles which recognize long and distinguished academic service. Would Professor Susan Pepper please step forward? Susan Pepper joined Western's Psychology Department in 1969 after earning a BA from Toronto and a PhD from Stanford. She has taught, conducted research, and supervised graduate students in personality psychology and industrial organizational psychology, focusing on leadership and social influence. An active university citizen, Professor Pepper served on numerous committees and held senior administrative positions for over 20 years. In the Faculty of Social Science, she was Associate Dean, responsible for undergraduate programs and academic counseling. She served as Western's Associate Vice President, Academic Affairs, supporting faculty personnel matters and instructional development. In 2007, Dr. Pepper received the Edward G. Pleva Teaching Award, Western's highest award for excellence in teaching. Mr. Chancellor, may I present Professor Emerita Susan Pepper.
Congratulations, Susan. Very good. You look too young to retire, so I hope you keep doing something important. It's a very good record.
Would Professor Gary Rollman please step forward? Gary Rollman is a professor in Western Psychology Department. He has served the Academy as a teacher of undergraduate students, advocate of quality undergraduate training, a productive scholar, and as a mentor to numerous graduate students. His scholarly work has been in the field of sensation and perception. His interest at Western has been on normal and clinical aspects of transduction and coding in the nervous system, with a special interest for the last 20 years on understanding the puzzle of pain. Among his scholarly and administrative record is his service as an editor of the prestigious academic journal, Pain. Mr. Chancellor, may I present Professor Emeritus Gary Roman.
Very congratulations. Good. Excellent award.
40 years, but it had a come.
Well, I hope you keep active. Good. Thank you.
Will the candidates for degrees please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I am honored to present to you the candidates who have successfully completed their academic programs at Western. I ask you to admit them to the degrees and diplomas for which they have been recommended by the Senate of our university.
Under the authority vested in me by the Senate, you will be admitted to the degrees and diplomas as shall be announced by the public orators.
Will the candidates please be seated? Mr. Chancellor, graduating students, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Convocation is the single most important time of celebration in the life of the University of Western Ontario. Today we honor those students who, through determination, hard work, and intelligence, have met the demanding standards of a Western degree. We also honor their families, including their parents, spouses, and children, who have played such an important role in helping our graduating students to reach the milestone which our ceremony today represents. Those of you who crossed the stage today will be joining a very special group, Western alumni, who number more than 240,000 people around the world. Mr. Aubry LeBlanc is here representing our Alumni Association, and I would ask him please to stand and be recognized. Western's Board of Governors is charged with responsibility for the overall governance of this institution. Today, representing the board, we have with us Mr. Keith Zerbecki, an outstanding board member and a leading community citizen here in London, involved in so many charitable activities. I ask him, please, to stand and be recognized. Let me offer a special thank you to all of the parents, spouses, children, relatives, and friends who are here today to join in our celebration of academic achievement. Without your support, our graduates, in many cases, might not have been able to complete their academic programs. So I ask that our graduating students please rise once again, turn around and face your family and friends, and give them a round of applause for the love and support that made this day possible. Now let me congratulate once again the remarkable women and men who graduate today with Western degrees. Today you become partners in the outstanding academic achievements of the University of Western Ontario. I charge you then as graduates of a distinguished Canadian institution. Never to forget the great benefits you have acquired in this place, and to remember always that wherever you go, you carry with you the good name of the University of Western Ontario. This will be my last week of convocations at Western. On June 30, I will retire after being your president for 15 years. During that time, I have watched our university transformed by the dedication and hard work of faculty, staff, students, and alumni. I offer them all my most profound thanks. And to our graduating students, please accept my warmest wishes to each and every one of you. Good luck. Before we proceed with the ceremonies, I have two special requests for those of you in the audience. First, please withhold your applause for the graduates crossing the platform until each group of graduates has received degrees. This will ensure that every graduate receives our full courtesy during the ceremony. Second, we know that photographs are an important memory of this occasion to the graduates and their families. To ensure that you in the audience have the best opportunity to get good pictures, I ask that you do the following. When your special graduate is about 40 names in the program from crossing the stage, 4-0, please proceed to the area along the wall to my right over there, and the ushers will guide you forward in that order that you may capture those special moments with your cameras. I now call on the public orators to introduce the candidates for degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates from the School of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Radu Dan Capitan. Janet Chung. Dylan Adam Sear. Anna Barbara Esselmont. James Tobias Gardner. Maria Cristina Manzano Munguia. Christopher McNorgan. Forrest Duncan Pass. Xiaohua Wang. Yufei Yuan. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Arts. Christian Espanol Michelle West. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Public Administration. Paul William Hicks. Richard Thomas Morwald. Mr. Chancellor, the following is a candidate for the degree Master of Science. Marie-Diane Marianne Vocal Forencevic.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates from the Faculty of Social Science for the degree Bachelor or Baccalaureate of Arts honors programs. Audrey Aiken, Kelly Alexander, Matthew Allen. Jamie Alter, Sarah Arts, Marina Badillo. Melissa Baldwick, Kevin Banks, Ryan Baninga. Kate Barker, Melanie Beaton, David Beitelman. Jesse Richard Bellamy, Nicole Betel, Lily Alexandra Spector Blumenthal. Jamie Bocangel, Christine Boland, Christina Bothmer. Patrick Bousfield, Jennifer Michelle Brew, Christopher Scott Briggs Lawrence. Stephen Mark Brown, Michael Joseph Brzezinski, Kathleen Burns. Malcolm Jonathan Burton, Marcy Laura Camara, and Holly Compo, gold medalist. Joseph Cariati, Kyle Chabot, Angelica Min Ying Chan. Jeffrey Chan, Andrew Chater, Patrick Clancy. Patrick Clare, Andrew Clark, Ansley Marissa Clark. Laura Clark, Victoria Clark, Paula Clement. Kaylin Joan Cloutier, Lindsay Christina Collard, Lauren Michelle Conley. Lindsay McGuire Connor, Shalane Nadine Cook, Jennifer Corbett, gold medalist. Richard Copeland, Michelle Elise Cousins, Kristen Alexandra Cowell. Laurel Cowles, Timothy Alexander Serlenica, gold medalist, Mallory Daly. Catherine Mary Damon, Marissa Alex Daniels, gold medalist, Catherine Dirks. Vanessa Dolishny, Nikki Dalatsing, Olexa Drashevich. Monica Drobnicki, Catherine Drolet, gold medalist, David Dunnett. Rachel Eisenberg, Daniel England, Vanessa Fabry. Abir Fadl, Elizabeth Fairley, gold medalist, Ashley Falco. Kaylee Ashton Farrell, Alexandra Catherine Furkett, Crystal Jenny Fernandez. Anthony Ferrari, Daniel Fitzgerald, Nicholas Bradley Ford. Aaron Freeman, Greg French, Zachary Gable. Victoria Garcia, Avery Ann Gaw, Leslie Gelman. Katie Rosella Giffen, Scott David Gillingwater, Alana Glixman. Alexandra Goldstein, gold medalist. Jason Goodman, Daniel Gordon. Daniel Gray, David Grinton, Nick Groves. Stephen Hamza, Joel Harris, Carolyn Hawthorne. Shauna Helen, Allison Hennick, Christopher Ryan Heslinger. Angela Hick, Christopher Hewitt, Sarah Hill. Kai Hu, Shaylin Hunter, Michael Hurley, gold medalist. Robin Hindman, Andrew Jago, John Andrew Japal. Aaron Jones, Mario Josic, Jessica Lynn Jr. Laura Elena Kelvin, Jordan Kemp, gold medalist, Kara Kenny. Joshua Sean Clark, Cassandra Christina Coleman, Pantelis Kyriakakis. Stephen Lacey, Carrie Lynn Latvanen, Adam Linewand. Ruth Ann Levine, Justine Lewis, Matt Logan. Erica Lundberg, Alyssa McWilliams, Nicole Maffey.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed any further, since this is a rather lengthy list of graduands in this degree, and I know you're bursting with pride and would like to acknowledge their accomplishments, let us applaud those that have just crossed the stage.
Alexandra Lee Major, Sarah Manson, Melissa Santa Marcucci. Marissa Marr, Kira Marshall, Sarah Elizabeth Martins. Laura Masick, Vanessa Anastasia Matias, Lee Rachel Maurer. Robert Charles McGarva, Megan Lee McKelvey, Michael Patrick McKinney. Alexander McLeod, Andrew Meekings, Leah Meidinger. Rebecca Mara Merkley, Heather Margaret Irvine Muhort, Sari Leslie Meyerson. Lynn Miao, Kristen Milne, Scott Mitchell. Omar Sadiq Mohammed, Melissa Moore, Sarah Morris. Tasmia Fatima Mulji, Margot Elaine Monroe, Christina Jamie Meislick. Veronica Neyman de Teresi, Avital Ognovich, Magnan Oliver, gold medalist. Eric Olorenshaw, Alexandra Paquette, Caitlin Parks. Jeffrey Patterson, Courtney Peck, Laura Petty. Christine Peltier, Janet Michelle Phillips, Sabrina Radia Bramwell. David Rapley, Matthew Reed, Kate Hennessy Reeve. Matthew Riddick, Jessica Nicole Reese, Donovan Rich. Eric Douglas Harold Rowe, Catherine Rodenheiser, Stephen Rosenthal. Marion Amanda Birch Ross, Matthew Walter Keith Routliff, Daniel Rubenstein. Jenna Rutherford, Alyssa Rybeck, Nita Sashtiva. Stephanie Sacchini, Stefania Santini, Jay Saunders. Christopher Schrader, Kelly Shaw, gold medalist, Jamie Lee Nicole Sheldon. Daniel Schiff, Michael Shkolnik, Holly Shortle. Ainsley Siddle, Osama Siddiqui, Sarah Sikorsky. Victoria Simmons, Kyle Simpson, Dennis Sinanen. Jessica Radhika Singh, Victoria Smith, Colby Selinsky. Matthew Soteroff, Jacqueline Staley, Rebecca Stead. Kirby Steinhoff, Jeffrey Stewart, Jessica Stewart. Kaylee Stokes, Matthew Theodore Suda, Tyler Sutton, gold medalist. Robert Sykes, Caitlin Zaki, Michael Schutte. Nicholas Tam, Emma Tardella, Daniel Mark Thierret. Lisa Thiessen, Elisa Trevelli, Annalise Trudell. Jonathan Turner, Marisa Unruh Sean Upal. Victoria Velitis, Fiona Vandenberg, Livia Veselka, gold medalist. Tyler Wegg, Haley Patricia Watts, Colleen Weatherby. Jenna Wiesel, Nicole Wellsbury, Mackenzie Wilson. Laura Catherine Wilson, Jocelyn Wiltshire, Tyler Winfield. Jordan Winter, Elizabeth Alice Wolford, Sarah Woolmore Goodwin. Rita Yin, gold medalist. Corey Alexander Young, Julia Yukovsky. Margaret Zubrisky, Shur Zucker. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Bachelor or Baccalaureate of Science honors programs. Samantha Lynn Allen, Samantha Byers, Jacqueline Corlett. Samantha Fialkov, Tatiana Hertzak, Inger Janset. Allison Jacqueline Kleiman, Megan Laturney, Kevin Leclerc, gold medalist. Laura Wojcica O'Collison, Rahel Rachel Rabi, Martha Shell. Aaron Silverman, Tanis Spencer, gold medalist.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Bachelor or Baccalaureate of Arts four-year program. Jade Allen, Rachel Anger, David Artiega. Ryan Artiega, Jennifer Babcock, Eleanor Ball-Banting. Matthew Barlow, Michael Belisario, Marnie Dana Birnbaum. Matthew Bodis, Eric Bohm, Peter Bowers. Allison Ann Bowen, Kara Brooks, Chantal Bird. Chad Callender, Andrea Elizabeth Campbell, gold medalist, Kristen Grace Chapman. Min Chen, Christopher Chung, Shauna Elizabeth Clark. Sigourney Clark, Samantha Nicole Clegg-Yunt, Andrew Cole. Carly Comerford, Megan Rebecca Cook, Andrea Justine Coons. Emily Cooper, Kevin Corbett, Christopher Craig. Andrea Marie Cram, Jordan Crow, Sarah Cruz. Emily Culbert, Nicole Dagenet, Cedric Adrian Darrows. Scott William James Davison, Derek DeBolster, Thomas Deck. Bradley Deller, Mary Catherine Delorme, Adriana Demova. Joshua Diesenhaus, Emily Dodd, Deborah Lee Donovan. Jacqueline Doyle, Donald Alexander Yorick Elliott, A. Amani Faki. Michael Falls, Andrea Finkelstein, Sean Forder. Sasha Lee Forrester, Alexandra Fraser, Seth Friedman. Marissa Fruhoff, Michelle Fung, Krista Forwa. Caitlin Galveo, Emily Alexandra Jalinas, Dawit Gedichu. Arij Gazel, Yvette Go, Matthew Gilligan. Daniel Goldberg, Ramsey Hafar, Mary Kaylin Heist. April Chantal Hawk, Caitlin Rose Hazen, Andrew Helmessy. Lyndall Teresa Hewitt, Marissa Higgins, Natalie Hofflinger. Scott Hollingshead, Matthew Mark Horvaten, Andrew Huber. Samantha Louise Hunt, An Tu Huin, Jennifer Innes. Justin Michael Irwin, Kelly Jacobs, Wojtek Jarosz. Kelsey Jarvis, Amanda Jastro, Elisa Jefferson. Victoria Kahn, Moira Killoran, Rodney John Kilmer. Bridget Kerwin, Naomi Kislansky, Shersha Khan. Angela Coe, Jocelyn Coco, Natalie Kosnick.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another very large degree group, and I think we have a lot of pent-up applause, which we should release.
Mark Kostner, Kaylee Amelia Lamb, Nancy Huang Thi Le. Marin Letzi, Zhuaxi Liu, Stephen Lobodich. Ashley Lucason, Dennis Patrick McGorman, Jonathan McGregor. Kevin Martell, Janine Martins, Justin Matajasic. Yolande Maxwell, Lindsay McCaslin, Jameson McClellan. Michelle McCrae, Megan McCready, Sarah McCullough. David McFadden, Kristen McLaughlin, Keshia McNeish. Kirsten Mybus, Aaron Melangic, Andrew Millard. Grayson Anthony Miller, Tila Miller, Sarah Milne. James Minnis, Bradley Morisuti, Amy Lynn Mountjoy. Kevin Munn, Aaron Nemteen, Philip Nevis. Michael Newell. Linduk Nahatngo. Daniel O'Hearn. Alana O'Neill. Ying Peng. Niroshan Premalingan. Misha Ragona. Megan Reed. Tanya Ritchie. Michelle Robertson. Nicole Marie Rogers. Kyle Matthew Rourke. Jin Ming Ron, Angela Rufili, Christopher Savala. Amy Elizabeth Scatterdy, Bianca Shopu, Nicole Scott. Rachel Lucy Slingerland, Christina Smalis, Robin Mara Small. Brianne Lynn Smith, Diana Smith, Tiffany Louise Smith. Suzanne Lee Alice Smitham, Julia Steiner, Amanda Stockfish. Catherine Sucre, Sean Switzer, Ashley Lynn Taylor. Matthew Taylor, Lucas Richard Attrell Terry, Betty Ty. Leona Marie Thompson, Marlon Thompson, Amanda Morgan Thwaites. Tu Thuy Tran, Christine Trepanier, Michael John Trudeau. Robert Alexander Plaxton Turnbull, Fernando Turrent Fonseca, Zachary Matthew Vine. Jenna Wagner, Deborah Lynn Wagensberg, Lacey Wallace. Nicole Watson, Stephanie Grace Weaver, Sophie Wojtyczka. Natalia Ashley Woodall, Sung Won Yang, and Tisar Yusuf. Allison Marie Zerko, Wei Zheng. Mr. Chancellor, the following is a candidate for the degree Bachelor or Baccalaureate of Science four-year program. Andrea Diana Cleland.
In the name of the Senate, I grant to the Registrar the authority to confer degrees and diplomas on those candidates whose names appear in the official program but who are not present today. Now at this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Aubrey LeBlanc, representing our Alumni Association, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. On behalf of Carolyn Chambers, the President and the Board of Directors of the Alumni Association, congratulations and welcome to Alumni Western. As the Chancellor and Pros Chancellors conferred your degrees upon you and you walked across this stage, you moved from being students at Western to become graduates and to become members of the Alumni Association. You join a growing global community of Western alumni, and you heard Dr. Davenport referred to in excess of 240,000 worldwide. If If you like to round up, you can start talking to your friends about the $250,000 club. One of the largest amongst Canadian universities. In fact, you'd have to travel to approximately 136 countries to meet your cohorts. As alumni, we are united by memories of our time here, and particularly of the knowledge and the friendship that we gained. The Alumni Association is dedicated to fostering and preserving these important bonds through the many programs that we offer, services, and networking opportunities that are offered around the world. I'm sure that you have found through your own experiences, and certainly from listening to Dr. Davenport and reading published media, that Western provides the best student experience amongst Canada's leading research-intensive universities, and proudly so. And as a key stakeholder in Western, we believe that Western provides us with the best alumni experience as well. Today, I invite you to join us in living the vision of our association to share a lifelong commitment, pride, and passion for Western. More immediately, I invite you to bring your guests to a reception in your honor in the atrium of the University Community Center after this ceremony. And finally, on behalf of the Alumni Association, I again congratulate all of you on your achievement today and welcome you most warmly to the Western Alumni Association and community, and extend sincere best wishes for your future. Congratulations again.
Before closing Convocation, I wish to express my appreciation to all who have contributed to the success of the day. In particular, and on your behalf as well, I want to thank the University of Western Ontario Convocation Brass for their magnificent performance and their director, Professor James Mackay. May I request that the audience remain at their seats while the academic procession leaves the hall. Convocation is now adjourned.